英文长句的正确念法，我们回顾一下21到30集。这边会念慢一点这基本功当然你也可以念快一点，可是基本功就是你断句要断得清楚当然咬字要清楚然后你断句清楚，咬字清楚，然后你有把握再念快一点所以我们这边我只是把它念一下，断句清楚意思之前讲过就不管了，你去找相对应的去看。Corsages are worn by women at the neck or waist, usually only on very special occasions. A cosmopolitan is a citizen of the world. He has traveled all over the world and feels equally at home everywhere. After 2 hours of questioning by 3 FBI agents, he finally covered up the information they needed. He countermanded the subsequent orders when he found the previous goods unsatisfactory. A coupon can be exchanged for prizes, samples, or a discount at the price of merchandise. He drove the bus into the courtyard to let the passengers out at the building's front door. I don't like to go to a cram school because it tries to stuff you with too many things in a short period of time. Of course, I wouldn't believe such a ridiculous thing credited me with more common sense than that. It seems to me that the general manager of our company is of the credits of the way now, but I'm afraid his fortune will last only for a short time. If he had gone into the witness box, he would have met with cross-examinations on any evidence he gave. A cruise missile is controlled by a computer and can fly a long way at a low speed. The Crusades were the 8 religious wars led by Christian European kings in the years between 1000 and 1300 in order to get control of Palestine from the Muslims. A cubic foot is the volume of a cube that is 1 foot long, 1 foot wide, and 1 foot high. Because India was very different from his own country, when he first arrived there, he felt confused, anxious, and lonely. In short, he experienced culture shock. A curb is attached to a horse's bit, and when the reins are pulled, it holds the horse back. There are several cutbacks in this movie, emphasizing significant episodes in the hero's childhood. A cybernaut can help us to exchange electronic messages, information, pictures, and so on with other people through our computers. I met Elizabeth in cyberspace in 1995, and 5 years later, in 2000, I met her personally for the first time. Cyclones and winds that move around the center of low air pressure in either a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. When she went to the bank, the teller checked the customer data bank for information about her account. A day book is a book in which the transactions of the day are entered in the order of their occurrence. The debriefing was held immediately after the astronaut returned from his mission. Some television programs about sex and violence have a destabilizing influence on their viewers, especially youngsters. The mayor has decided to take legal proceedings against the newspaper for defamation they did recently. With a budget set at $40,000 and an income of $30,000, the deficit is $10,000. When she stepped into the house for the first time, she had a strong feeling of déjà vu. It believes in democracy and insists that everyone should have a part in making major decisions. He likes to pretend to be a Democrat, but he really regards the working classes as being inferior. She loves the children dearly, but she is not demonstrative and does not often hug or kiss them. If acid deposition from acid rain continue to increase, the extracts of sensitive soils may slowly decline in fertility. My father was unemployed for many years during the Depression of the 1930s. In the United States, many people supported desegregation of schools. They wanted a school to accept both white and black students. When your computer is ready to use, you can see on its desktop the programs that are available. She told us how to get to her house, but left out the most important detail, the name of the street. The devastated owner looked at a house that was destroyed by the earthquake. He is suffering from diabetes because his body is unable to absorb sugar properly. In baseball, a diamond often refers to the part of the playing field having the 4 bases at its corners. With the exception of a few diehards, they welcome the proposals for reform. Mr. Smith should have been prosecuted for drunken driving, but he was able to claim diplomatic immunity. A telephone directory gives people's names, addresses, and telephone numbers. His parents' discouragement was not enough to keep her from marrying her boyfriend. When he was a college student, he worked as a dishwasher at a hotel in the evening to earn some money. The paper bag was so wet that the button disintegrated and the groceries fell out. The mayor was harshly criticized by the press for his disinterested in the public welfare. The disproportion between his salary and his responsibilities made him unhappy. The government needed foreign adventure as a distraction from domestic discontent. In the gardens, people drive small electric cars in an enclosed place and often hit other cars on purpose. I couldn't eat all of my meal at that restaurant, so I used a doggy bag to hold the leftover food and took it home. The dosage of the vitamins received through the diet has to be determined by the doctor. A double is a person who acts instead of another in a play or movie when there's something dangerous or needing special skill to do. Let's wait until Saturday to see a baseball game because there's a doubleheader that day. They want to show to the doubters that the new government can improve the country's economy. Once a very rich man is now down and out and must depend on his friends for help. Everybody was invited to the opening ceremony, from the general manager down to the cleaning ladies. I have made a down payment on a new car and agreed to monthly payments on the rest. Down syndrome stopped those who suffer from developing normally, both in mind and body. A driveway is a private road that leads from the garage, house, or other building to a street or road. When you play ducks and drakes, you throw flat stones across water so as to let them skip over the suburbs several times. In the past, jurors would help to settle an argument or to decide a question of honor. Drugs that are banned in Western countries are even dumped in the third world countries. She dumbfounded all of us by winning the gold medal in the swimming competition. There has been concern that the island might become a dumping ground for chemical and nuclear waste. John had been so unhappy here that he was glad to shake the dust of the town from his feet. The DVD version of the movie includes interviews with the director and actors and actresses. The earth is an additional safety wire that makes a connection between an electric appliance and the ground. He brought his earplugs with him when he attended the lecture because he wanted to take a nap. To keep the earth safe from destruction, we must have an understanding of ecology. In an ecosystem of animals, plants, and other living things depend on one another to live. The Emperor Shennong invented the plough so that farmers could cultivate the land more efficiently. An electron is one unit of negative charge and moves around the nucleus of an atom. He advocated elitism, for he believed that our society should be ruled by a small group of people who are supposed to be superior to everyone else. If you do not know the capital city of Scotland, look it up in an encyclopedia. This year, only 10 people are taking part in a painting competition, rather a small entry. An enzyme produces changes in other substances without being change itself. Each country must find its own solution to unemployment, but equally, each must find its own way of dealing with inflation. An erector set contains many small parts that can be connected together to build such things as cars, bridges, machines, etc. In the past, ermine was used to decorate the formal clothes worn by the nobility and judges. And its capist thinks a lot about imaginary things in order to avoid thinking about unpleasant reality. Many people do not believe in ESP because it is very difficult to prove its existence in a scientific way. Euro notes and coins have become the official currency in France and 11 other European countries. The Euro area includes Austria, Belgium, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Portugal, and Spain. The judge decided to make an example of the young thief and sent him to prison for 2 years. The excesses committed by the soldiers when they occupied the city will never be forgotten. An exclamation point is used after word, phrase, or sentence to show surprise, anger, sorrow, pleasure, or other strong feeling. His body has already been exhumed from the grave and taken to his hometown. An exit poll asks people which candidates or propositions they have just voted for in order to discover the likely result of the election. Our vacation fell short of our expectations. The hotel wasn't good and the weather was awful. I expostulated with my son about the foolishness of living out of school without permission. I received an express letter from my mother urging me to return home as soon as possible. The judge did not send the man to jail because of the extenuating circumstance. The newspaper extracted several passages from the president's speech and put in them on the front page. He claimed that he had the extrasensory ability to perceive things without using his ordinary senses such as sight and hearing. The celebration was a 3-day extravaganza of singing, dancing, eating, and drinking. Alice used to be very optimistic, but now she has gone to the opposite extreme. She's a real extrovert. She takes part in every social activity in her neighborhood and likes to have a chat with everyone. Churches today teach that we should forgive people who hurt us, not to follow the rule of an eye for an eye. This project seems good on the face of it, but once you start, you'll find it too difficult. A face-to-face confrontation between the government and the unions should be avoided. They set up a fact-finding committee in order to find out accurate information about the scandal. The fallout from the nuclear power plant accident in the former Soviet Union traveled 800 miles over Europe. 这一集回顾到这里。